Now we have gotten to the teaching methodology. This is a 10-step methodology that is followed for teaching. I'm going to talk about it in simple terms, and later maybe we are going to just find aspects of it and talk more about them. The first one is introduction. During the introduction, you're going to introduce yourself. It's a time where you kind of bond with the student. So during introduction, you're going to do hello, hi, my name is, how's the weather today, and stuff like that. Introduction is a period for you to bond with the students. Sometimes you do high fives and stuff like that. After your introduction, you're going to get to warm up. Warm up is a very important step in this because usually when students are dull, you need to warm them up. That's the whole idea. You need to warm up the brain. You need to get them to be active. So you can sing songs, you can do something very active, some TPR or stuff like that, just to get them ready for the lesson. It goes a really long way. Now, your first review. Review number one. Sometimes you might not need this. It doesn't apply to every lesson. But then, if you have taught something already, sometimes it's good to form a habit of repeating or reviewing things in your lesson. And repetition is the mother of all learning, they say. And repetition makes permanent. Some people say perfect, whichever one works for you. So you need to review your previous lessons. Sometimes I like to pile up lessons up to maybe a month, right? So the lessons I taught over the weeks, we'll just go over the words one by one and then we'll review. The next is your lead-in. The lead-in is supposed to kind of lead you into your lesson. During your lead-in, you're going to do something that lets the students know what you're teaching for this lesson. For instance, I walk into class and I start making animal sounds. And the students become curious and they start to wonder, what is this about? But that is an animal sound. Oh, it means we're going to learn about animals today. So your lead-in has to be something interesting. When I bring an umbrella and a raincoat to class, it just gives a message. It's going to lead me into the lesson. It's going to describe what we are going to learn for the whole day. You need to know that lead-in has to do with your entire topic. It's not just for one single word. It's for the whole thing you're going to do. What is the topic? Is it animals? Is it colors? Is it shapes? Is it the weather? That is what your lead-in is supposed to do. And it's good to always find very creative ways to do lead-in. Now, the next one, a very important part, which we will call our first P. P1. The first P, which is presentation, is a very important part. It's the part where you present. Presentation is just presenting. Present what you want the student to learn. If you want them to learn the word boy, present the word boy to them. Presentation isn't complete until the kid knows, until the student knows exactly what they're supposed to learn. So for instance, if you present apple and they think it's a peach, your presentation is not done until you merge that and they get to know, oh, this picture on this flashcard, it's an apple. And then they can say apple in an assisted manner. So that is what presentation is supposed to do. Presentation is where you present. You can also use very creative ways, just like the lead-in, to present your word. Just to make the class interesting. Don't be boring. We've said that already. So, during presentation, you present to the student. During presentation, the teacher does most of the talking. Now we get to practice. During practice, you're going to come alongside the student, and two of you're going to do it together. During presentation, it was just you, the teacher, trying to let them figure something out. During practice, you're going to have the students speak as much as you, the teacher. So during practice, it's a time where you can use a whole lot of methods. You can play games, you can play flashcard games, you can sing songs that are related to what you just learned. There is no limit. Whatever you can do to have the student practice. We say practice makes permanent. You can say perfect if you want. Practice is the time where the student gets to do it over and over and over and over again. There are two main important reasons why we practice. Number one is for the student to make it easy for them to remember. Number two, the second reason why we practice is for the teacher to pay close attention to know if the student has actually learned the right thing. In this stage, you can pay attention to their pronunciations. You can pay attention to what they say, how they express the word. So, in practicing, don't just play games. Listen to them. Go closer. While you take the flashcard closer for them to tap it, listen. Are they saying dog or are they saying dog? Are they saying fish or are they saying fish? At that time, correct them there. So the teachers speaking during the practice is to correct. The next one is production. You're done presenting, they've practiced. Now you want to see if they've actually learned something. If they can actually reproduce this. You want to test like the longevity of what they've learned in the class today. And therefore during production, the student has to do most of the lesson. Presentation, teacher presents. Production, student produces. So, during production, you do this with limited support to the student. So, if it's flashcards you use, you're going to ask the student, what is this? And you're going to see if they can tell you what it is. Sometimes, if it's a new word for the first time for young learners, you might have to kind of give a little bit of assistance. Not the whole thing. So, for instance, if you taught fish today and you show them the fish flashcard during production, and they find it difficult, you can say, and then it just sparks their memory, and then they can try and reproduce it. The next one is review. This is your second review. The first review was for former lessons. This review is for this particular lesson. This is the time where you, as the teacher, you're going to zoom out of the lesson. And then you're going to take everything all over again. And you're going to say, today, we did ball, we did bass, we did baby. Okay, everybody, let's go over again. This is ball, this is bass, this is baby. Okay, everybody, what is this? This is ball, this is bass, this is baby. And you're going to do all that all over again. That is your second review. After that, you're going to do a conclusion. You've done your final review. Now you're going to conclude your lesson. When you were starting your lesson, you did hello, hi, how are you? Now, this is the opposite of that. Okay, so you are finishing your lesson. Okay, see you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. I'm gonna miss you. Like, this is the opposite part of your introduction. And then you're done with your class. There's another step. You realize that there's a 10th step, which is the homework. Sometimes the homework side doesn't happen inside of the lesson. Maybe if you teach higher level students, it might be a part of the main lesson by young learners, preschool. The homework is a separate thing. You can either, if you're a homeroom teacher, the homework goes to the parents. If you are a subject teacher, the homework goes to the homeroom teacher to be given to the parents. So some ways you can do homework is you can like record a video and you for everything you did during the day, the words you did, everything. You can show the flashcards, and then you send it to the homeroom teacher. The homeroom teacher sends to the parents. They can have the kids watch it. They record the video of the kids watching and repeating what you said, and then they send it back to the class group or something, and then you can take a look. So these are 10 steps. This is a 10-step methodology for teaching.